Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Mama Bear's Homestead and more. I gotta move in a little closer to traffic. Today, we're just gonna do a garden tour of all of our plots and flowers and everything that we've grown here on Mama Bear's Homestead and more. Start off with my potatoes. I'm super stoked with these potatoes, but these are the no-dig potatoes, straw compost and potato seeds in a wire ring. I've done a couple videos on this now, and I tried to do that great big ring over there, but that one did not work out. These three here are doing excellent. Potatoes are blooming. So far, we've not had any problem with potato bugs. Knock on raised bed here, we haven't had no trouble with very many pests yet, but I know it's coming. Garlic, it's still it's fired up the first 3 leaves, so I'm gonna let it fire up another leaf or 2 and harvest. So this will be harvested in the next week and a half, hopefully, in theory. Right here, these are banana peppers, and they're due. Got one?
Yeah, we do. We got 2. I need to get these. And that's part of what my job is today. Going through the gardens, doing some hoeing, doing some trimming, and getting everything. Are you eating that?
Mm-hmm.
Is it tasty?
Good. You guys want a bite?
I do. But this is our first year growing banana peppers. And they weren't really doing great, but they've really taken off.
Mint, you know, it's crazy like it has been all year. Our lettuce and radish bed is out of control. I need to just pull it or start feeding it really hard to the rabbits. Asparagus here. Got some crabgrass coming in on me.
We got looks like a good second year.
Yeah, there's a few coming in.
They sprouted really early this year, and then it got colder again, and I think that was our problem. They started out really strong at first and then tapered away. But these will all go to seed and just grow us more for next year.
Yep. Asparagus is one of them crops that you can't be in a hurry at all with. Our pollinator, wax begonias, marigolds, or not marigolds, rose moss. Rose moss has done amazing for us in this bed here. And we got some creeping Charlie, marigolds. These are my pepper beds. I really didn't want to show you guys this because it ain't very good at all, but you know, we don't hide nothing here, so
got some mullein.
Yeah, got some mullein growing. Mullein's real good for respiratory issues. I'll harvest that this year.
Yeah, when I noticed that, I decided I was just gonna let it grow where it is.
Right. This is some type of tomato.
I want to see it's a Cherokee purple. It's not doing too great.
It looks like actually doing real good.
Well, compared to my yellow boy, lemon boy, right here, I mean, this guy looks like he's on steroids compared to that one.
I think these are habaneros.
They are.
Got a bucket of sunflowers right there. Voluntary thanks to the birds. Then we step through here. And this is my first year growing loofah. So I got 4 loofah plants in this and hoping they'll trail us over. Cold frame. These 4 plants right here that are doing amazing are stevia. It's a natural sugar plant. Wonderful.
You can see there's a lot more sunflowers in our onion raised tub. Yeah. Raised bed.
I'll go ahead and tell you guys the deal with these onions or these sunflowers is we had chipmunks terrible in the strawberries early in the season. They was eating our strawberries when they ripened. So we got to trapping chipmunks and baiting them with sunflower seeds Yeah. Guess who else likes the sunflower seeds? The birds. They put them everywhere.
And I tell you what, those traps work great. We ended up catching
13?
I want to say 13 chipmunks, a bird, and a rat.
Yeah.
The rat was a shock.
This is our strawberry bed, which is done for the year. We didn't get a chance to put any up because they just didn't produce. We could eat them faster than what they're producing, so that's what happened with those. Yeah, that covers everything here in the grocery store. So let's jump over to Mama Bear's garden. All right, we'll start off with these three. Mama Bear, she likes cherry tomatoes. I despise cherry tomatoes.
They're very invasive.
Yes. So this is Mama Bear's cherry tomato plot. You got a row of sunflowers. Got a mower or vole working. I don't like that. I'll have to catch him too. But these are a row of sunflowers just for pollination and everything else, and they're pretty. Next, this row here, I just fertilized these a couple days ago, and we finally got some rain. So I think these are yellow squash. I think these guys will take off and do really well. So they're a little behind. Zucchini, row of zucchinis, they're doing good.
I was able to pick our first one yesterday.
Yeah. This little short row here, this was Roma beans, green beans, but I think our wild rabbits are helping themselves to them. They're not doing good, but this ain't the only place we have these. So this is these are dragon tongue beans. I'm not real sure about these yet. We done the Chasing Dreams seed exchange, and somebody sent to us these dragon tongues beans. They're purple and yellow when you harvest them. They're kind of neat looking, but I'm not real sure. I need to look them up and see exactly what to do with them. If they're a dry bean, I don't think they're like green beans. I think they're dry beans, but I could be wrong on that too. But another thing we like to say here on the homestead is we don't have failures, we just got experiments. So these are just experiments. Now these guys right here, this is a row of tomatoes. They're not grown up high enough to get on the panel yet.
Well, the GoPro battery overheated. Let's try this again. Little Miss Vanna, where do you think you're going? Yes, I seen you in my garden last night by my sunflowers. What do you have to say for yourself? Are your little wild friends teaching you bad habits? You got a little too close to the road last night too, Missy. Silly rabbit.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 panels. 8 panels of tomato of various varieties of tomatoes. And don't ask me which ones are which. Them are yellow tomatoes, I know that.
I think we have lemon boys, better boys. I believe this whole row is possibly Roma. We have an entire row of Roma, an entire row, I believe, of Cherokee purple, and then we have a couple other varieties as well.
Jetstar.
Yeah, Jetstar. That might be all.
That might be it.
But they're all starting to produce tomatoes. Now we're just waiting for them to turn.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll go down through here.
And Ethel and her crows, her ravens, those look more like ravens. She's holding up quite nicely. These
tomatoes down here, besides this row here, I was able to trim the suckers off a couple nights ago, so that's why they just look better. All right, now we're down here to the middle field. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loofah plants down here, and I still need to get something for them to climb on. These here are our cucumbers, sparkless cucumbers. We got a row of gourds here. All this is gourds up out there on the end. The sunflowers, that big fat groundhog is worked on really hard.
There's a wild rabbit over there. I think we have every wild rabbit in Jackson County living on this property.
Yeah, we got a lot of wild rabbits. But now we're gonna go to the mum field.
See where it fell, how I had to rig it up to support it. Yeah, we've lost a couple, like this one here. I'll probably pull it. But out of the almost 300 that we planted, I've only had to pull 2 so far that have died. And that was kind of our fault. We didn't have everything 100% prepared when we went and picked up the starts. Time kind of got away from us, so we ran out of potting soil.
Yeah, that didn't help. But yeah, the mums are coming along really nice, honestly. And what I thought was my failure in the big potato ring, I do have potatoes growing. They're just not like I thought was wanting. But I'll show you them real quick. I mean, I guess this is a good way to see the concept. Like these, they're starting to bloom. That one's bloomed out. So, it wasn't a failure, it was a learning experience. Got a lot of good compost in there for whatever I want to use it for next year, so that's good. Okay, this little spot right here is chaos, but we did not intend to do much here. This is where we raised our pigs up last year, so we did not, I never got it cleaned out enough to farm it this year. But as you can see, we have pumpkins.
Hundreds of tomato plants.
Yeah, but I did get this little area here tilled up and worked in, and this is red popcorn. Just gonna try another experimental crop. But yeah, we actually do have pumpkins already setting. Right there's a little one. Right there's one. I see another one down there.
There's no telling what's going to come up in this field.
Yeah. So that was just pigs doing pig things, and we're gonna reap the benefit of it. Okay, this garden here is not very good because I bought that 1-row planter, and this was the very first crop I planted, and I actually messed up before even planting. I plowed it and had dead furries, and then I just went in there with a tiller and tilled it up. So, and then I planted it across it, so the planter wheel would skip, and that's why I got so many skips in it. I need to work my ground up better than what I did, but that was a lot of learning too. And then this half down there, I'm gonna plant that yet today, and for late Roma beans, late crop beans. But you know, we'll still harvest this. I mean, this ain't a total loss at all.
I mean, it may not be enough for us to sell any of it, but it's certainly enough for us to eat.
Yeah, because you've seen our green beans up there in Natalie's garden. The rabbits, I've already worked on them pretty good, so we still got beans. This is our 2 blueberry bushes that it's producing this year. This will be the first year we've ever had it produced, so we covered it up through the late frost when they bloomed out too early, but we got the bird net over it to try to keep the birds out of it, but they still get them, silly birds. Right here is 2 peach trees that we planted this year. Of course, you know, Indiana's hard to grow fruit because of the late frost. Late frost got these, so, and I wasn't going to let them fruit out this year anyway, being a first year planting them. So hopefully next year the weather will cooperate and we'll have peaches here. But this right here was I don't know if we would call it something I was super excited about, or we both were super excited about it. I always wanted to plant a whole garden of nothing but sunflowers. And I'm starting to get some weed pressure in here, but I think my sunflowers are going to outgrow it and shade the weeds out.
And the area where the sunflowers are still really short, that holds a lot of water when it rains. Yeah. So we have a hard time getting anything to stay right there anyway. But I mean, what do you think, Papa Bear? I think after the rain yesterday, I mean, these things have grown tremendously just since yesterday, because we got a lot of rain, and then the sun came out and it was like 91 degrees and it stayed sunny the rest of the evening, and I think it really helped them.
Yeah, they made these things pop. But yeah, and I planted these with the 1-row planter like I did in beans, but this ground was worked a little more better, so it really helped. As always, keep on keeping on, my friends. We love all of you.